Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a trying new makeup in my new filming space. Still under construction, we aren't quite there yet, but we are in a new space if this is your first video watching, because this is my first trying new makeup with natural light, and I'm so excited for it to show you guys how all these products look like in natural lighting. So let's begin. I have a ton of stuff here. You would have seen in the thumbnail what I'm kind of going through, and I wanted to try an affordable makeup palette, and this one was super affordable. I found it on Amazon. It's from Wet n Wild, and it's the Always Naked palette. I'm gonna open this up so you can see the colors because we're getting some glare. Here is the color story. I thought it was beautiful. And I know I've had a lot of questions to do the signature look that I always do. And I've shown it before, never with an affordable palette. So we're just gonna play around with the sort of tones that I typically use for my eye look. Ideally, I want my background to be centered, but can't do it right now. We have stuff in the way. The great thing about this new setup is I can zoom right in. So we have it nice and close for the eyeshadow application. I'm gonna start off with this shade in the crease, and I'm using a BK Beauty 201 brush. Just gonna start off lightly in the crease. I remember liking Wet n Wild shadows. I just haven't used them for a while. Just one dip in for each eye. That's a really nice wash of color. I do have my eyebrows and base done for my eyelids. I'll have all that linked below. Doesn't typically change. I did use the concealer that I'm going to be using for my under eyes, because whatever I use for my under eye concealer, I just use as my base. I know I get questions on what I use as an eyeshadow base, because my eyeshadow does last a pretty good time. I just use whatever concealer I was using for that day, and then I set it with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. And that is my holy grail combo. Just gradually building up this shade. I love the warmth and tone of it. And it's blending out really nicely. It's not patchy at all. It's super smooth. So I don't worry about blending when I'm doing it, and if it goes a little too high, I just clean it up after with translucent powder or eyeshadow if there's one in the palette that matches my skin tone. So I'm just gonna go in with this lighter shade on a Sigma E55. I'm just going to blend out this shade so it's not as high, and it helps with the transition. This color I don't like as much as the brown. It looks a little chalky. And I'm going to start to build up the outer corner, and this is where I create that kind of smoky wing look. And I'm going to be using a BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A502 brush. And I'm gonna go in with this brown right here. It's really pretty, nice, warm, chocolatey brown. And I'm tapping off my brush every time that I pick up, because there is quite a bit of kick up in this formula. Just run it along the lash line in a winged shape. Gradually blend it up and into that crease, just keeping it to that outer corner. And then you want to go back in with your crease brush we were using just to softly blend out any harsh edges. I just do it as I'm going, just so that I don't create too much depth that's hard to blend out. This is where it's really customizable. You can go back in with more color and really build up that depth. This is really pretty for daytime. I'm gonna build it up slightly just because I plan on filming another video today. I would wear this for daytime though. I just want to build it up a little bit more. I feel like this eye is blending out a little bit better than this one for whatever reason. Slightly patchy on this eye. I'm just trying to correct that. Just need some pigment to stay in that crease. You can definitely see it's grabbing in a couple spots. Could just be my eye. Maybe it's dry. We'll work with it. Anyways, it's doing that. Doing it to one eye and not the other, which is super strange. I've never really had that issue before. We're gonna continue on, even though that is definitely a little bit patchy. I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade in the palette. I am going to go in with an even smaller brush. This is a BK Beauty 204 in that deep shade. I'm pretty sure it's a deep brown. I don't think it's black. Keep looking at this, like that's gonna help me. So this we stamp along the lash line, and then I do make it into the shape I want. It's a nice wing shape. And then you can either blend up with this brush along the edges, or you can go back in with that second smallest brush. Just lightly blend those edges out. And this is what's gonna give you that smoky wing. Let's hope she catches on to what's going on over here. You can do it, I believe in you. When I'm doing this sort of look, I typically clean up the lid space ever so slightly. So going back with that brush we used for under our brow bone with that lightest shade again. It is slightly chalky, but we're just gonna press it on just to brighten up the lid space, the inner corner. These aren't my favorite matte eyeshadow formula I've ever used, but I mean, you can definitely achieve the look that I've been doing using it. Just took me a little bit longer to do. All in all, for mattes, not my favorite quality on the market, but for $5 or $6 this palette is definitely worth the price tag. And I love the color story of it, and you can definitely get there in terms of my everyday makeup, so I really love that. They do have some shimmer shades in here, but honestly it's the mattes in this palette that really drew me in. I think they're really pretty. So hopefully this lasts. That's the only issue I ever have with drugstore eyeshadows. I usually can get it to a point that I like. However, it's the lasting with drugstore eyeshadows. Sometimes they fade, so we'll see how this wears on the eye. And I do have a new eyeliner to try, which normally for this look I don't do eyeliner. I just keep it with the smoky wing, but this is a trying new makeup, so I want to try makeup. This is the REM Beauty eyeliner. I love that it has a little black end on it, so you can tell it's black, assuming they have more colors in this line. So we're going to do this. I've been in a winged eyeliner kick. I go through stages. I've been really loving a black wing liner. So this is a felt tip, not a brush tip. I do much prefer a brush tip because of the flexibility, but we'll give it a try. I don't bring the eyeliner all the way in, just kind of keep it there, as you can see, and just gradually fade it into my lash line. I love how dark the eyeliner is. I'm still waiting for it to dry slightly. There is a slight sheen on it. I was hoping it would be a little bit more matte. It was starting to look matte, but I can just tell by turning there is a little bit of a sheen. I'm gonna go ahead, curl my lashes. I do have a new mascara to try today. It is the Naturally Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I believe this is supposed to be the same mascara, just with 98% naturally derived ingredients. So it's gonna be both volume and length. It says it's conditioning and it delivers mind-blowing curl. So I'm not gonna even curl my lashes today. Good thing I read that. This has that same raised lettering packaging, just has Naturally on it. I'm not the biggest fan of Better Than Sex mascara. It is okay. I just feel like this kind of gets messy on me and can go everywhere, but maybe the natural one will be better. Definitely looks softer and drier, which is a good, promising start for me. So I'm just gonna build this up and let you know how it goes. I can already tell that I like how this is applying better than original Better Than Sex, just because it is softer and not gunky and goopy. I find the original one really clumps up on me. This one just looks really soft. That is one eye done. Hopefully it doesn't get everywhere. I'm gonna build up the other eye. That is the mascara built up. Overall, it is different than the original Better Than Sex. I can already tell just how it builds on my lashes. It just doesn't have as much volume, but I don't think that's a bad thing because I actually like how this builds a little bit better. So it is definitely on the more natural side, not only in how it looks, but the ingredients as well as what it claims. So let me know what you think about this mascara. And I am going to be using some lashes for this look. I'm going to cut them a little bit. Haven't used these before. I've used the brand, I just haven't used this specific style. And this is supposed to be a 20+ multi-wear style of lash, vegan and cruelty-free and made from hemp. These are plant fiber lashes. These are the velour ones in Flower Power. They look really pretty. I haven't used a style like this in a while. It may seem a little bit much for me just because I don't typically wear lashes this big anymore as of lately, but I wanted to do something a little different for today. Look at how fluffy those look. I totally ripped this out of the packaging. These are glued onto the package so hard. Wow. Good thing I'm cutting them because I had to rip these out. I don't like how thick the band is on these. I'm so used to lately using a clear band. If you have large eyes, look at how long these are. I have to cut off quite a bit. Cutting off 3 segments. It's like a third of the lash. And for my lash glue, I always use the velour one, unless the Esquito I have on hand, but they just didn't have that in stock. So I haven't repurchased that lately. I would love these lashes if the band wasn't so thick. I just have issue with the inner corner when it's a little bit thicker like that. Unless you're doing a full thing of eyeliner, it's not really going to be noticeable. For me though, it definitely is. I've seen this spray all over socials and I decided to pick it up. It is the Delba First Spray Serum. This is for hydrated and radiant skin. I'm going to take it out of the packaging and I'm actually going to use this as my primer today as well as my setting spray. Freezing cold, my skin needs some hydration. I just got a cold weather warning. Wind chill values near -30. Yeah, that's cold. This is what the spray looks like. Love that natural lighting. Looks exactly how it does in person. And you have to shake this up. You can see that the formula is separated just because of the ingredients. It says it's a double layer serum enriched with white truffle from Italy. So let's shake this up really good. I sprayed facial tanner on my face last night and I obviously missed this whole section of my face. I am an absolute mess today. Truly. My goal for 2020 moving forward, not perfection. So you're gonna see when I mess up, you're just gonna see everything. That's what I want you to see. I want you to see the real. And that is the reality right now. That part of my face just didn't get tanned. Oh, whatever. So we're spraying this on my face right now. Are we? Okay. Yeah, we are. It has a scent to it. It smells very luxe. I don't know how I feel about that. It doesn't smell like white truffle. I really love that in pasta. Ooh, we are glowing. I like it. I'm hesitant to even show the side of my face just because of this issue right here, but see that glow? Did I learn my lesson? Maybe we should actually make sure we spray the sides of our face. I hope you like self-deprecating humor, because that is me. Ooh. That is a pretty glow. I really like that. For my foundation, I haven't used this on camera. I know that this is going to be a little too beige and pink for me right now, just because I did self-tan. However, I wanted to show you it in video and how beautiful like second skin this looks. And this is from Chanel. I used to use this in my 20s and I recently picked it up. I wanted to rediscover old makeup that I loved, Estee Lauder Double Wear being one of them, which I already did a video on, and I wanted to pick this up again. So I got the shade 40 Beige, and the shades in this are just, I can't find undertone or anything. I put this on with my fingers. So let me show you. And it is scented like Chanel products, which I wish they didn't do, but it is Chanel. I just wanted something lightweight on my skin today. This doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup. I love that I can just apply it with my fingers, but really is just a beautiful, light, everyday coverage. And back in my 20s, I would set this with a little bit of powder if I wanted a bit more coverage. I'm gonna show you one light layer. I just love how quick and easy this is to apply. It always looks good on the skin. It wears well. Just the fragrance and the color selection for me. It's not a perfect foundation, but it is one that I wanted to show you guys. I think it worked really nicely with that spray though. And it does dry down. So if you didn't want to set this, the finish of it is quite lovely. It feels fantastic on the skin, and it's one of those ones that I don't have to set with powder just because it does dry down nicely and super skin-like, very smooth. You can still see all my spots and skin through it. It just evened out the color of the self-tanning disaster that I had. So we're going to put on one more layer just to show you how it builds. But personally for me, this is great. Put a little bit of concealer on to cover the things that I don't want to show. It does have decent coverage and is buildable, which I'm going to show you right now. I don't even know how to describe how it sets, like almost like a powder soft finish. Velvety? You can always tell by the spots on my face how well things cover. Concealer, we have this as a marker. Foundation, we got this. Just trying to sit back for you. It is a little light for me right now, apart from the color and it being a little pink, a little light compared to my skin. Look at how beautiful and fresh the complexion looks. It looks so natural on the skin. This is one of those ones you truly can't detect in person or feeling it for yourself. It's very, very natural. I was obsessed with this for years, and just the nature of my job and trying new things, I don't go back to things because I'm trying so much new stuff. It's one of the formulas I personally love. I think it's super flattering. And if you don't want to wear powder, you have similar skin type to me, this is one that I actually don't even think I'm gonna use powder today, just because I am on a little bit of a drier side right now, just because of the weather. You can see in my eyes, just my skin around my nose. I was cracking more so on this side, but yeah, I am a little bit dry right now. Is the mascara flaking? What is that? It almost looks like I put a filter on my skin. That's how beautiful this foundation is. Super soft, really flattering on my pores, my texture. You can still see a little bit of it, but I mean, even around my nose where I have a lot of issue, you can see it's settled really nicely on the skin. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using the new one from Fenty Beauty. It's called the We're Even Concealer, and it's supposed to be hydrating and long wearing. I do feel like it's both. However, this does settle into my fine lines. I've worn it several days now, and overall for the wear, it's not my favorite that I've ever tried. It's also not the worst I've ever tried. It's kind of average for me, because the wear of this is actually better than a lot of the foundations I've been wearing lately. You can see my under eye intact and the rest of my face kind of coming off. This concealer is locked on. So I think it's really good as an eyeshadow base, because I did use it today and it is holding on really nicely. The shade I used for my eyelids is my skin tone right now. It's 260N. And I'm actually going to be going lighter for underneath my eyes, just for brightening. I thought this one was really flattering. It's 190W. So I'm going to apply this on. I'm going to try and maybe set this a little differently today so that, I don't know. I'm just going to try some stuff out because I haven't been loving it as much as I thought I would. So we're going to put a little bit here. Blend it out with a brush. Hopefully it's not too light. I'm using the Hourglass concealer brush to blend this out. Are we too light? We might be a little too light. I'm gonna mix in another shade. I feel like this is too light. I'm just going to mix in a little bit of 220W, which I got for when I have self-tan, which currently I do have a little bit on. I thought the lighter one would be okay, but I'm just gonna tone it down slightly. I don't like too bright underneath my eyes anymore. Overall, it doesn't look bad by any means. You can see it has a little bit of a radiance to it. I just feel like there's others out there that just sit a little better underneath my eyes. They just don't gather in my creases like this one does. And when it's long wearing, it kind of just wears creasy in the creases. I might be reaching for this more as an eye base, or even for my face, because it does hold on. So for highlighting and just setting my eyelids, might be a concealer I reach more for those, but typically I want a concealer I can use for everything. Underneath my eyes mainly, and then if it can do the other things, then that's only a bonus. Try a little bit of that 260 over here. For the face, like, that was nice. I like that. I just feel like underneath my eyes, you can see all my texture with this concealer. It's strange. I don't know, I just don't like it underneath my eyes. I stepped away to get some powder to set this. And you can just see like all the creasing that's going on. And you can blend this out, but I just feel like it always goes back to this. Thank you, natural lighting, for showing exactly why I don't like this. So we're gonna try our best to blend it out. It just wears that way, even setting it properly. I haven't figured it out. Honestly, it's just too finicky for me. So I'm just going to set my under eye quickly, and then we're gonna move on to the rest of the face. Taking the same powder I used for underneath my eyes, I'm just gonna quickly dust a little bit on the rest of my face, just so that the powder products I use set on nicely. We're using the BK Beauty 102 brush to lightly set the face. Then for bronzer, I picked this up on sale from Sephora. It's from Jouer, and I just got a darker shade in their powder to use as a bronzer, and this is in the shade Dark. It's the Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder, and I've seen some people use a darker shade for their bronzer, and I thought it looked really pretty. So I'm going to use that today, just on the same brush we were using for powder. a little bit of bronze. What's nice about using a face powder as a bronzer, it's typically really finely milled, so it's less likely to overdo it just because it is kind of a softer formulation. Pigment is just easier to work with. And that color, stunning. That was just enough chiseling that I felt like my face needed to come back to life. I really love that. Just a little bit down the nose so it doesn't get lost. And then for blush, I was going to go really pink with this. I believe I've used the cream version on my channel, but I have the powder that I really wanted to use. So I thought I'd pair them together and we'd go blushy today. So this is from Persona and it is their Blush Multi-Stick in Bubble, which I want to use along with their Bubble Powder Blush. And this is their Super Blush, which I know I haven't used the powder on my channel, but look at that pink. We're going bright today. I want to have fun with some color because the outside doesn't look fun right now. Favorite brush for cream products, BK Beauty 109. If you don't have this brush, you need it. It is amazing. I'm gonna take some off the stick and I'm just going to start putting this over top of my lightly set face. I just want a base for the blush. I'm not gonna go too heavy-handed because I know I'm gonna be layering with the powder. She is pretty. Just livens up the complexion. So now that we have that base color down, I'm going to take a powder brush. I'm gonna use my Nikki LaRose N17 brush. It has two sides on it. I'm gonna use these bristles for the powder. You can use these for creams too. I just have been liking this for blush. Amping up that color. Super bright in the pan, but as you can see applying it, not as intimidating, I don't think. So I wanted a more blushy look today. And I do want to add some highlight to the skin just to, again, liven up the complexion. I'm not always dry, but today I am. So I do want to add some glow back. And I thought this was so pretty. This is from the brand Florasis, I think it's called. They have the most gorgeous designs for their packaging. And look at this highlighter. I don't even want to touch it. It's so pretty. And they do this with their eyeshadow palettes too. Like everything is just so beautiful. So this really caught my eye and I'm going to use the Sigma F03 highlight brush to apply this on. Oh yeah. I'm surprised how well the product picked up with the design of it. It's going on really easily. And the color is pretty too. So just adding that bit to the cheeks. Wow. I love this formula. It feels really creamy. Color formula, I love that. And it's beautiful too. They sent me a bunch of things to test out. This is the first thing I have and I'm really impressed. So I'm curious to try out more of their products after this highlight because I really love that color and the glow that it's giving. I've been trying to get in the habit of spraying my face before doing my lower lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that Delba spray again. Make sure it's nice and mixed. Oh, this lighting, so good. Spray the skin, the sides of my face, all angles. And I'm gonna wait for that to dry down. I am going to add a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes just to complete the look. While the mascara is drying, I'm going to go ahead and show you my first lip option. Purchased one of the new formulas from Makeup by Cheryl, the Super Satin Lipstick. I got the shade Soho, which is described as a coral. I was hoping it was more pink coral than orange coral because you can do them both ways. I like a pink coral. So I'm going to show you this on my lips, no lip liner, just to show you the color. I love the formula of this. I just wish it wasn't as orange. It is coral though. Formula, 10 out of 10. I can see me grabbing this in the summer just because of the color, but it has this most beautiful sheen to it. It's really comfortable on the lips, easy to apply, has a nice pleasant smell to it. I just really love what he did with this formula. So I wanted to show you that color first and let you know my thoughts on the new lipstick formula from Makeup by Cheryl because I know I haven't showed this yet. I have a different lip I wanted to finish this video off with. I am wearing coral, but it's more of a pink coral. You can tell the difference between the coral that I wore. For my lip liner, I'm going to be using one of my favorite formulas. This is the latest color that I picked up from Makeup Forever. It is their Artist Color Pencil, and you can use these for multi-use. You can use them as eyeliner. Some of the shades you can't. You have to look at what kind of pigment they use, but this one I believe you can. It's in 708 Universal Earth. I'm going to be using it as a lip liner. And I don't typically go for colors like this, but I thought it was so pretty. I purchased this lip combo because of Samantha Nicole on TikTok and YouTube. I want to show you guys it. It's just something I wouldn't normally purchase, this lip combo. I wanted to try something different. So it's a really pretty reddish, earthy brown color. And I'm actually going to use, I just decided to do this now, the Bubble Multi-Stick from Persona. You can use these on your lips too. I'm just gonna put a little bit in the middle just to tie in the tones for this look. And then something I don't typically use is a deep purple gloss like this, but you will see how this looks like on the lips and see why I'm obsessed with this. So this is from Say, and it's one of their glossy bounce glosses in the color Dream. It has a medium-sized doe foot applicator, and I'm going to use this on top of this combo, and it's sheer. So it gives that purple tone to the lip, but it's not scary because it does have that sheerness to it. It's so pretty, and I love the gloss it gives. I just don't like the smell. It doesn't have any scent to it, but it just smells like one of those natural glosses, kind of like the Bite Beauty glosses, if you remember that kind of smell. Look at that lip combo though. How gorgeous is that color? I love it. A little bit darker, a little bit deeper than I normally go. I love the pairing of the colors though. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys, but I'm going to quickly jump off camera, finish off my hair, get dressed, possibly come back. I have the Too Faced Hybrid Lip Gloss Lip Oils to share with you. I forgot to show you them in this video. I wanted to talk to you about them because I did do a whole swatch video. So I just wanted to give a verbal review of them in this video since I did do a whole try on for those. So I want to talk more about those, finish off the rest of the products, my summary on everything, and we will finish off this video. I'm back. I just did my hair. I didn't even bother getting dressed. I am too cold to do that, so I'm staying in my favorite sweater. So we're going to discuss all the products that we used. I wanted to quickly touch on the Too Faced lip oils. I did a whole swatch video. I uploaded it to Shorts, so you can go check it out there or on my TikTok, and I swatched all the shades. I just wanted to verbally talk about them because I did use them all in that video, and I love the formula of these. I would have preferred them all to be the ones without shimmer in them because those are personally my favorite. However, they're not bad, just some of the shimmery ones I just wouldn't wear all the time, or I just wouldn't build them up like I did in that video. My favorite actually is a shimmery one, but it's because of the smell, because they all smell like their names. This one is grape soda. I love anything grape, as I'm sure many of you know, so love this. So if you were curious about the formula, they are getting really good reviews as well on Sephora, but I've used them all. If there's a particular shade that you like in that swatch video, they're not sticky in the slightest. It's a hybrid between a lip oil and a gloss, and I think they nailed the formula of this. So I really hope that they come out with more colors because they all smell so good, and I just love the formula that they did with them. The sun is currently trying to peek out right now, and I've never been happier. I haven't seen the sun in forever, it feels like. The Wet n Wild Always Naked eyeshadow palette. It is good for the price. I feel like upon seeing it now, it isn't as pigmented as typical formulas that I use. So you do have to build this up quite a bit, but for the price point of around $6, I feel like it's worth it for the price. So I did enjoy this. I will continue to see how this lasts, though it's a very soft look. I managed to get the blend out eventually, but it was hit or miss there for a while. We have these plant fiber lashes in this style that I have never tried before. It is Flower Power. Love them, just prefer a thinner band. We have the REM Beauty eyeliner, and it did go matte for me. We don't have that shine anymore, which I love. So it's nice and dark. I would prefer it to be a brush tip as opposed to a felt, but it works and I like it. The Makeup Forever lip pencils, I already love. This is one of my favorite formulas and it's so pretty, unique to my collection and the type of colors that I typically go for. I love this lip combo paired with the Say Gloss and Dream. It is a purple but sheer, very wearable, and I just feel like it's more of a bold look. However, it's still very wearable. So I do really love that. The new formula for the Makeup by Cheryl satin lipsticks, I love. If you can find a color you love, you will love the formula. Coral is my favorite color if I had to choose. Being picky, I would have liked it a little bit more pink myself. This Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, so far, I actually like it more than the Too Faced Better Than Sex original. Just because that is a little bit clumpy for me. I did notice a couple spots here while I was doing my makeup, so we'll see if it's flaking off, because that's something that can happen with the original formulation. I'll see if that does it, and I will update you guys in the comments about all the things I need to update you, where of everything, I'll update you. This highlighter from Florasis is so beautiful. I cannot wait to try more of the products because it's stunning. I love the formula, I love the design, I love the color, the tone, like everything about it. It's sitting so beautifully on the skin. I currently have 3 concealers that I've been trying recently. The L'Oreal True Match one, this Fenty one, and this Sephora Collection one, that's the glow one that came out. Sephora Collection all day, every day is my absolute favorite of all the ones that I've recently tried. That one I would repurchase. This one, I would not. The Jouer powder, but used as a bronzer. I love this color. I think it's super flattering for my skin tone, so very happy with this purchase. It was on a heavy discount on Sephora, and then I got a sale on top of a sale, which is always the way to go. The color Bubble from Persona in both the powder and the multi-stick. So pretty. I love the pink cheek right now. Look at this tone. It's just beautiful. I love it, and I feel like it just livened up everything on my face. So very happy with both formulas. And then we have the Chanel Via Lumiere Aqua, which I used years ago, as I said, in my 20s. So it's been a while since I picked this up, and it's just very skin-like, very natural, wears on the skin so well. This is even thinner than that Laura Mercier one that's going viral, and it actually sets down on my skin. This one is on the more, I want to say, velvet satin side, as opposed to that Laura Mercier one, which is also weightless and super thin, skin-like, but it definitely has a glow to it. This one definitely sets down more on the skin. For my last product here, we have the Delba First Spray Serum. First time trying it. I love this. I love this for a primer to hydrate my skin. I felt like everything went on so beautifully. And also just to melt everything together. I just love the glow my face is giving right now. We got some glow. You can see my texture though from the highlight, but that's normal. Like, that's just not gonna go away. Makeup's only gonna look as good as your skin underneath, but I feel like this really helped melt everything together, and I have a really even canvas right now. So loving this. We'll continue to test it out as both a primer and a setter, but so far very happy with everything in this video. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for wanting to know my thoughts on all this new makeup on the market, some old as well, that I want to throw in and try new makeup that I've never used before for you guys. Another benefit, we can see deliveries. You're gonna hear my dog bark. Hold on. We'll say goodbye in a second. I might just have to sit back a bit further for when it gets this sunny. That already helped the situation. We got a little package from Nude Sticks. I love the tone of this. 3-in-1 deep pore cleanser, skin exfoliant, plus skin brightening glow. Did that help? Let me know. We will figure this out together. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If this is your first video, or if you have not already, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.